Alright. Stream should be live. Yes. Hello, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome back. As always, I am Fritz. I am not just the clown. I'm not just the ringmaster. I am the entire fucking circus. And we are playing some more historic Brawl. Today's commander is Teferi, Temporal Pilgrim. Teferi's unique gimmick as a planeswalker is that unlike other planeswalkers, and you might see this when you look at him, he doesn't have a ability that gives him loyalty counters. This is because Teferi Temporal Pilgrim gets loyalty counters whenever you draw cards. As such, this entire deck is designed to take advantage of that fact. I'm also realizing at this exact moment that I'm going to make one quick tweak to this. Because I did not include my draw lands. There should be a couple of those that should be in this list. Most specifically, where's Archtor Zeneca? Yes. Add you. Cut one of you. Anyway, this deck was 99% complete. Now it's 100% complete. So, our goal with this deck is pretty simple. Teferi is a really big threat, and we're going to try to get him out and play him quickly, relatively speaking, even though we're in blue. And that is going to be followed up by, once we have him in play, we are then going to probably first use his -2 to create a 2/2 with Vigilance token Spirit. Provide sort of a double threat where our opponent has to either deal with Teferi or the Spirit, but it's probably expensive to deal with both. And then to draw a billion cards to pump them both up. Teferi's ability, his -0 is to draw a card. His -2 is to create a 2/2 Spirit with Vigilance, and whenever you draw a card, you put a +1/+1 counter on it. And his -12 is target opponent chooses a permanent they control and returns it to their owner's hand. And then they shuffle every non-land permanent they control into their library. So it's a pretty good ability. But the result of this is that Teferi is a 5-drop. And so to try to support that, we have a fair amount of cantrippy stuff, but we also have a fair amount of ramp. We've got a lot of Arcane Signet, Cold Steel Heart, Guardian Idol, Ornithopter, Mind Stone, and we've got things like Celestis, Dungeon Map, Heraldic Banner, Palladium Mirror, and then Hedron Archive and Solemn Simulacrum, because they sort of fit into our archetype. Almost every card in this deck will draw you cards. Not all of them will. Some are counter spells, some are board wipes, but everything else is supposed to have some way to draw you cards. Thassa is, honestly, I could probably cut this, but I've been playing this, I'm having some fun with it. I'm hoping that I can show everybody some good games with it on stream. So, with all of that said, now that we've got this out of the way, let's just jump into some games. And let's also go and grab a few more things. I'm just going to grab that, copy that. You might hear some echoes. Yay, no echoes. All right, and then... Sorry, 1 second, then we'll get into games. That's the one downside to doing these live streams is that occasionally the way I set them up is not always as smooth as I would like it to be. But it is a Friday, so finally get some time to relax. Here we go. Alright, so that should all be good. That should all be good. And I'm going to do one more thing real quick. And one more thing. What I should really do is set these up in advance, but... Oh, alright. Sorry about the delay on that. So let's jump into some games with this list. I've had some... It's pretty good, actually. I think that there's probably a more tuned version of the list that plays as a blue shell. But I'll be honest, I try to make decks that are at least going to be sort of fun to watch. So we're against Urza, Lord Protector. This is the version that melds with the Might Stone and Weak Stone and flips into a big Planeswalker, I believe, right? Yes, it is. And it is a 3-drop. Do I want to keep this? I'm on the play. I have Arcane Signet. Yeah, I'll keep it. So Curious Obsession. Deck includes a lot of the little draw enchantments. Mostly so we can put them on small threats. And, you know, then we just play out with that. Urza is a creature, so counterspelling him doesn't do too much for me. Let's see what this other play is going to be. Let's play that. Let's play Mishra's Bauble. I would be shocked if they don't let this resolve. That's a cool alt land. I could have kept the Bauble around, but I'm more curious to try to keep getting more land. Yep. Please give me a land. I don't have any lands. Do I just take the bait here and play into the counterspell? I don't have removal. Let's play the Solemn Simulacrum. I think that's a little bit less... Maybe I should have played Teferi first. They also might not have a counterspell if they're letting me resolve the Solemn Simulacrum. So let's go get another land. And we'll pass. Interesting. Okay, so they were sitting on that. Which means this might be artifacts? Is that whenever I draw a card? Oh, that's a very good counter to me, actually. Decline. See if we can get another land. Decline. Got Flood of Tears. Let's play this one. And then we'll play Merfolk Windrobber to defend it in the air. Probably throw away the Chromatic Orrery. Oh. We got spells, Mountain Mana. Greater than Urza, Liberator of Battlecopters Power. So I haven't played this version of Urza. There's a couple of versions I've played that are mostly meld-focused lists, but I don't think this is going to be one of those. I gotta figure out a way to get rid of Smothering Tithe, though. No blocks. Oh, listen, artifact spells as though they had flash. They're sitting on 3 mana, they'll go up to 4 unless I pay 2. Let's pay that. Because I've got a counter spell, and I can always use that. My suspicion is that they will flash something in to prevent me from drawing. Or they could just do that. What would I give up? 2 creatures for 2 land? No thanks. I will take more cards, please. Decline. I could have paid that. I probably should have paid that. This is looking like kind of the only bright side. Oh, that's not good though. Is that their 3rd? So they can go. They can sack Inventor's Fair to go grab something they want. Teferi, the very obnoxious. Honestly, that could be every Teferi card. 1 target artifact, 1 target creature, 1 target land. Yep, I'll do the +1. To which my response is going to be to just Flood of Tears everything. But I don't have any counter spells. You turn 4 more, you can put a permanent card. So Flood of Tears is 6. I should pay this. I want to really... If they have a counterspell here, then it's probably game. 1, 2, 3, 4, yep. So now we just gotta hope that that last card in their hand is not a counterspell. Awesome. I pick Chromatic Ordinary. Does this have haste? No, it is Flying in Flash. And now the boot is on the other foot. I know most of their hand. They can play Smothering Teeth, and it will be very annoying, and it will give them a lot of mana. But if they do, then they'll just give me free reign to just beat them in the face a lot first, and get a lot of cards. And now I'm sitting on 12 mana, which is pretty good. So they're 6. That said, I have some draw. I don't have as much draw as I would like, but I have some. Yep. Draw. Resolve. I'll just pay it. Here's what we'll do. I don't think they have a counterspell in hand, so I'm just going to try to kick the crap out of them. Let's play Palladium Mirror. Let's play Arcane Signet. Let's go to combat. Draw a card. Decline. Let's play Narset. This should also slow down. I'm assuming we'll see a counterspell soon if they're going to do something. My hope is they're not, one of these two is not a board wipe. Or at least it's not a, like, what is it? It's not the 6-drop all non-land permanents. That's fine. End turn. Smothering Tooth is a problem, but I don't have a good way to deal with it. So we're just going to try to play around it. Let's see what they do about Brainstorm. Unfortunately, this is going to give them 3 more treasures. These are spirits, they're not wizards. Let's put Cyclone Summoner on top. It's possible I will need Cyclone Summoner again in a second. So I just gave them a lot of mana. And if they have the board wipe, they will probably just play it. The only bright side of that board wipe is would get rid of their Midnight Clock and their Smothering Teeth. And if they have to give up both of those, I'm not sure this game goes very well for them. Yeah, it's kind of to be expected. I still got both my planeswalkers. Also, I think I have better... Ooh, interesting. I'm not giving you any more mana to work with. Let's go grab... Yes, I would like that. Blue Sun Zenith can function as a win con in this deck. Create another one of you. Let's play the Solemn Simulacrum again. So I now know what they have, and they can't get more than 1 card a turn. The biggest concern, honestly, is probably... I've still got a lot of mana to work with. What's the biggest threat? Let's play the Wind Robber. The biggest issue is them using Inventor's Fair to go grab out, most likely, Immortal Sun from their deck. That would make my life very difficult. Yeah, it's a lot of abilities. This Teferi's pretty good. Oh. It's a fun card. It's a shame that it's... Like, maybe it's not a shame that it's mono blue. Maybe it's a good thing that it's mono blue. Because it with, like, more support would be really painful. What I've found is that just the ability to use the -2 to build board presence and sort of have, like, a simultaneous threat of, like, I'm going to have a 6/6, and my planeswalker is going to be building loyalty counters, and you can deal with one of them. Has been the ideal way for the deck to function. I think my opponent... So their best option, to my mind, would be to go and, if they have it, grab Immortal Sun out of their deck and try to play that. They may be concerned and think that I am sitting on a counterspell. But I'm not. The top 3... Teferi who slows the sunset's gotta die. Alright, so they are digging for answers. That's a good sign for me. The hope is that they did not find what they were looking for. I'm gonna wait like one more turn to do Blue Sun Zenith. And then clear the board. So I can Blue Sun Zenith for... Do I think they got a counterspell? I don't want to give you more mana, even though you've got somewhat limited cards. So... I already countered Settle the Wreckage, so let's go to combat. Put those two there, put that there. That was a mistake. I misallocated that damage. Yeah, whatever. What have I got to mill? Okay, yep. I don't have Tail's End. I don't think that's even in this list, so I can't counter that activated ability. Inventor's Fair. More like Inventor's Unfair. Yep, okay. So they're going to go for the Morph. I've already used my activated ability. Can I stop them from doing that? They would need to play 5 and 2. The answer is yes. Do I want to stop them from doing that? Artifact, instants, and sorceries. Meld them. You can activate it twice each turn. Let's go look for a counterspell first. Oh, there's what we need. And if this doesn't work, then I have another trick. It's Morbin time. It's an interesting mechanic. You fuse these two together and it turns into this thing. You can activate. It's a planeswalker that you can activate its abilities twice. It gives artifact, instants, and sorcery spells you cast this turn cost 2 less. Draw 2 cards, then discard a card. Create 2 colorless soldier artifacts. Exile target non-land permanent. Artifacts and planeswalkers you control gain indestructible until end of turn. Destroy all non-land permanents. It's a heck of a card. It just requires a lot of effort to set it up. Cast 20 creature spells. We'll do some more games. We'll see if we get some. That was a pretty good one, actually. The Smothering Tith was... Is it Tithe or Tith? How's that pronounced? What does the internet tell me about how Tithe is pronounced? Fifth pronunciation.
Tithe.
Tithe. Smothering Tithe. This is sort of the alternate opening hand you can get. There's not many bombs in here. Who are we playing into? Tawnos the Toy Maker? I need to make a deck with this guy at some point. I think I played against one of these lists earlier and actually got my butt kicked. Maybe I salvaged it. I don't quite remember. I remember that Tawnos was not particularly traumatizing, but all of his other creatures that he played and ramped into were pretty impactful fairly quickly. Let's see. Dungeon map on turn 3. Yeah, this is looking like a very heavy ramp deck. Oh, they're just gonna let that hit them and give me a free card? I'll take it. Next turn we can get Teferi. There's Tawnos. So they're going to start playing their big threats. Mischievous Catgeist can be a chunk blocker for the moment. It depends who they're playing. If they're playing like, what is it, the 6/6 with Trample dude? No, River's Rebuke. Fair enough. What do I play in response to that? Probably... Let's do Dungeon Map. And let's do... that, and let's do that. That might have been a mistake, kind of. We'll see. I'm kind of hoping the fact that they didn't choose to play a bomb. What is this? When I tap into the target permanent, tap target permanent. Well, that's kind of terrifying. How much mana are they sitting on? How have I not... What set is this from? Sawtusk Demolisher. Don't like that. Why did they just get... Oh, they cast 2 copies? I'm still confused. Creature mutates, destroy target. Okay, they put 2 copies on it, which gave it 6 charges. That's tricky. Dickish. And tricky. So is this like Hypermorph? What set symbol is this? Okay, that's the rest of my lands. That is 2 more lands. That's a problem. Okay. This is a neat trick. I've not been around the receiving end of this before. I need to look this up afterwards. I don't recognize that set symbol on Artifact. Anybody's watching and happens to know. That almost looks like a commander set symbol. But... yeah, there's Elder Gargoth. This was the guy I was afraid of earlier. Okay, interesting. Daily mana cost modified to 0? Okay, and that was a Spark Double. I have... That kind of sucks. That's pretty brutal. I'm going to go quickly look up what set that card is from after this. This is called, what, Sawtusk Demolisher. But this is... So it has Mutate, but it's not from Ikoria. Right? Because... What's the Ikoria? I'm almost positive. I'm almost positive that's not the Ikoria set symbol. So what? Yeah, because this is the Ikoria set symbol. So... So what set are you from? Like, you could be from a Jumpstart set? That's pretty rough. That's a clever use of Thanos, though. So is this just looks like green-blue good stuff shell with Mutate as a list? Without search, there's no way to do that combo, like, hyper consistently. Wow, how you just played that? How are you playing that again? Okay, I would like to note that this person is getting a bit lucky. They drew Time Warp and River's Rebuke. Then Time Warped. Then Key to the Archived into a second Time Warp. Also, they already have Lethal, so I don't know why they're spending so much time on it. Do they have Lethal? Yeah, they did. So, what is that Sawtooth card from? Because I've never seen that before, and it was generating Ikoria tokens, but that set symbol isn't Ikoria. Minor interruption here, folks. Sawtooth. Okay. I had not selected. Yep. What set are you from? Sawtusk Demolisher. Is that Historic Anthology 2? Is that live now? No, it's Explorer Anthology. What? Jumpstart? Okay, I'm confused. Okay, it's not in Standard. Is it in Alchemy? Nope, none of those are the Alchemy set symbols. So, Adventures, Strixhaven, it wouldn't be any of the core sets. It was not Kaldesh, so it would have to be an anthology card? But why would it be an anthology card? Jumpstart, Historical Resizations, Mystical Archive. Okay, so it is one of these. I'm assuming it's not those. Okay, so it's it's an Explorer anthology card. Well, maybe it's not Explorer. Okay, so it's not you. Okay, it's one of these three. It's a Historic Anthology. Which one is it? It's either 4 or 5. Historic Anthology 5. Why have I never seen this card? Also, why is... Sorry, is this Historic Anthology 4? Huh. That's weird. Okay. So this is... It's in Historic Anthology, which means it's a historic support card, but it must have been printed... Okay, so let me explain why I'm confused for a second. Sorry, because this is a little bit of a diatribe in the middle of what would normally be just playing more Magic. For starters, I'm used to not seeing new cards in Arena at random. Like, it happens. But, so this card's mechanic is Mutate, right? Mutate wasn't a mechanic until Ikoria, which means that this can't have been a card that was printed until during/after Ikoria. Okay, makes sense. Except, if this is an Ikoria card, why isn't it in Ikoria? Which means it's printed in a subproduct, right? Yeah, it was printed... So why is it in... This is such a weird card. Okay, so it was $1 rare, and it shot up to being like $1.10 rare. So presumably, somewhere in the last several months, somebody figured out how to do something cool with this. Why? That's weird. Alright, back to normal Magic. Back to normal Magic. Thank you for humoring me during this mild investigation of mine. That's quite a weird... That's a weird card. It is weird that they are adding cards that weren't printed into standard into Arena for historic formats. I probably should not have kept this opening hand. Our opponent is Falco Spara Pact Weaver. A man after my own heart. Mishra's Bauble. Yep, he's probably going to crack the Bauble. That's fine. He knows what my card is. I know what my card is. Celestis on turn 4 into Teferi? No. Maybe? I'll be honest, this deck has a lot of small cards to play. It's a little unfortunate that I am not pulling any of them. Draw a card. Yep. Discard a card. Yep. Well, let's play this for the first time. See if it gets counterspelled. Yeah. They're not hitting their green land. And that, I think, means they're probably a little bit desperate to get something into play. Let's discard Curiosity for right now. They're not hitting their greens, which means they're in a position to play Control into Brainstorm. They're in a position to play Control into me, but I'm in a position to just mess with them a bit. 5, 6, 7. Chromatic Ordinary would be decent, because it will let me just do a bunch of stuff with mana. I can give away an island. Let's do Celestis. Wishing Well. Rearrange those. Yeah, put out the Ornithopter. Draw a card, discard the island. Draw a card, discard Mischievous Catgeist. There's their green. Draw a card. Discard Consuming Tide. I'll probably end up regretting that, but... Draw a card. Discard Palladium Mirror. What are the odds they're sitting on a counterspell? Probably pretty good, right? Let's do Contentious Plan and see if it baits anything. Then Delver of Secrets. Then... draw a card. Discard Chromatic. Yeah. End turn. That could end up being a mistake, but I think giving them 3 cards and letting them make everything in their hand cheaper is probably pretty bad. Draw a card. Discard a card. I feel like I should have drawn more than this, but they'll probably use something to return Teferi to hand. Or we'll just take another win. You know, that could also happen. Oh boy, we cast a grand total of 2 creature spells. Let's do another game. I think Teferi's probably fairly high power. I think this list is... it's a starting point. Realistically, you'd probably want to cut some of the more like wonky stuff in exchange for staple counterspells and control. But that's a very boring list to play on stream. Excuse me. Lavinia, Azorius Renegade. Can't cast non-creature spells with mana equal to the number of lands they control. Is this worth keeping? Sure. It's a little spicy. It's kind of going to depend on when I get to play Teferi's Ageless Insight, if I get to play Teferi's Ageless Insight. I do need that, so let's grab that. So that's our 4th land. And that's our 5th land, which we did not need. Interesting. So this, to me, says that they're more of a... okay, I have a 3-drop, so let's play this. And then we'll do Teferi's Ageless Insight. Okay, interesting. So we might both be playing the long game here. If they counter Teferi's Ageless Insight, how much do I care? Not too much. So I'm just going to punch him in the face. I can do Chemister's Insight on their turn. Okay, they don't have a counter spell. Or at least not in the way that I was thinking they might have one. Or they don't have a counter spell for instant speed, casting speed spells. Let's see if they've got a counter spell for non-instant speed stuff. If they had Negate, they could have done it. They have Wash Away, cancel. Okay, I guess they were just sitting on it. Interesting. I don't think they'll block this. Or they will. Discard a card. Let's get rid of... let's get rid of that. I'm not sure how controlly a list they are. Might be a pretty control-y list. But this feels more like mid-range. It doesn't feel like a brutal, awful, like, I'm just gonna control everything list. I do Muldrifter. Can I do anything else? I can do Muldrifter for 3. Let's see if they counter this. They probably will. No, they're just going to let me have it. Cool. Discard a land card. Sure. I have a lot of cards at this point. This will probably get countered, though. Yeah. Discard 2 cards. I want to keep anything that lets me draw. I want to give up anything that is not aiding to that. Teferi would be useful. Midnight Clock and... Thirst for Discovery. That isn't... Is that instant speed? That was dumb. I should not have discarded the instant speed draw. Alright, well, I don't have my counter spells, so... Flood of Tears. They could activate and use the vault. What do I actually want to counterspell here? Probably Gadwick. Especially if they commit to playing him to get a bunch more cards. Please don't have a counterspell or way to deal with this card that you probably have a way to deal with, or a counterspell. Because you are blue-white or in control. That'll probably get, what, Swords to Plowshared? But if they don't... Alright, they had to blow up their own commander. I will take another 4 cards, please. Thank you very much. Bottom of the deck. Oh, I don't have my bounce tools. Teferi's Ageless Insight? Yeah. Interesting. Gadwick? Gadwick's kind of a problem. I could have just blocked that, but we'll see how this works out. My hope is if they're actually a mid-range deck, they should start stalling out around this point in time. Like, yeah, they're digging for answers. I'm gonna wait. Because if I can Blue Sun Zenith for 9, that is probably game. Discard that. Come on. Push your luck. To which I say, I disdainfully disdain your stroke. Magic Mirror. I wonder if that would work well in this deck. Well, they're going to be very unhappy about this next bit in half a second. What are the odds that they have Pact of Negation in their hand? Scale of 1 to 10. It wouldn't be enough. Interesting. Why was that so much cheaper? They tapped all of their legendary creatures to cast it, I see. Okay. So I have, yeah, so draw 2 cards. Okay. So I cast this for 8. And now we have a lot of counters on Teferi, which is a good thing. Counters are useful. Though we don't actually have... Oh, you know what I could do? I wonder if I can mill myself out. 38 cards? What's my hand? 23? If I'm not careful, I actually will mill myself out here. Or they'll, you know, deal with the problem for me. Do I have a counterspell? I don't, so I should not actually commit everything to this. I should commit, like... I can commit a lot of stuff, but I won't commit everything. This is fun. I like this, I like what I'm getting out of this. You're getting value. This is why this deck is fun, though. Is it the best Teferi deck? No. But can it put a billion counters on Teferi, and then you just get to be like, Planeswalker Ultimate, Planeswalker Ultimate, creating creatures, drawing cards. Not actually winning the game. Damn, is it fun. They're probably trying to figure out if I have counter spells. Luckily for them, the answer... Alright, let's do one more thing. End turn. I get 2 more cards. Hopefully that's not enough to come back to my 20, but you never know. I could just wipe the board again. Oh, I spent all my mana, so now I don't have access to Wash Away. Very disappointing. I could mill myself out, but that's probably not a good idea. Yeah. This is a good game. Win or lose, this is a fun game. They've got a lot more cards left in their deck than I do, though. Destroy all non-giant creatures? Yep, nothing I can do about that. Let's try to organize this hand a little bit. Move all the islands that way. That's technically a land. That's island. And because we can, let's get some more cards. You know? No such thing as too many cards. Play another island. I should have done this differently. They seem to be intent to just continually wipe the board, no matter what I try to do. So, I'm just going to throw that back at their face. Oh, here's a question. Blue Sun Zenith, right? I can use that to keep myself from decking out, as long as I draw it before I would deck out. There we go. Another victory. Let's check how long the stream has been going. Just about an hour. Is that a good enough game to end it on? I think it is. We had some good games. It's been streaming for about an hour. I don't feel like pushing it too much further. I do. How about here's what we'll do. We'll end out the stream by just cracking open these Brothers War packs. And if anybody watching has any questions about the deck or anything, feel free to ask away. I have most of everything here. I think I just got another Siege Engine. Oh, that's actually in this list, so I already have that one. Don't really care that it's a mythic. What do we got? Evolving Wilds. Already had copies of that. And, ooh, you're new, though. When it ETBs, put 2+1/+1 counters on target creature you control and unearths for 4. Huh. How do I feel about this? It's a, like, monkey robot? Seems fine. It's a 4/3. It's a 4/3 for 3. That's pretty decent. That's fine. I don't think there's any decks that I'm like, oh yeah, I can't wait to include it, but it's fine. Oh, we got a Thran Spider, but I already have one of those. What's our rare? Ooh! Oh, yes. I like this. I like this. Caged Sun. I'm almost positive. Yeah, I didn't have any of these. Choose a color. Get +1/+1 whenever land crisis you. Okay. This would go really well in my Ashnod deck, actually. This would be fantastic in that list. What else we got? Mythic Rare Wild card. We can put it on the stack. An uncommon wild card as well. Transmorgan Altar. Argoth Sanctum of Nature. Unfortunately, I already have that card. Use it in my Titania deck. Brotherhood's End. Already had a copy. There's our Mythic Wild card. Blast Zone, I already have a copy, even if it's not from this set. Scrap Trawler, already have a copy, even though it's not from this set. I feel like that card's rarity got upgraded. Wasn't Scrap Trawler an uncommon? Draconic Destiny, didn't have a copy. It's fine. It does not... I would describe this card as not filling me with joy. Does it spark joy? No, it doesn't. Does anything spark joy in my life right now? Not really. Hey, uncommon we didn't have. Draw 2 cards. Sorcery speed. This actually seems pretty good. Yeah, that seems pretty good. Rare wild card. It could be anything. It will remain unused for 1 billion years. Kayla's Command. Already had a copy. Deathbloom Ritualist. Ooh, that means we got a retro artifact rare. I don't think I had one of these, right? It's probably good in elf decks, but I'm not sure it's too great in anything else. Ooh. Oh, creature spells cost 1 more to cast. That's cool. Don't know how I feel about it, / have a plan to use it, but it's neat. We didn't have it. I'll take it. Sigil of Valor. Ooh, okay, that's good. I didn't have this guy before, so now I can make a deck with him. Teething Wormlet. I thought I had one of these. I guess I don't. I guess it's useful in green artifacts, but I'm not hugely... This is like a good card, but it's not a interesting card, is the way I would put it. Journeyer's Kite. Yes, actually, I think this is probably good. This is a great mana sink. I'm actually quite happy to have that. I might test that out as a staple, even if it doesn't work out. Perennial Behemoth. Already had that. What else we got? Millstone. Already had those. And Hajir. Already had that. I feel like I almost have a playset of Hajir. And for what's our last rare going to be? Rootwire Amalgam. Unfortunately, yes, it's a mythic, but it's a mythic that I already have. So, also, if anybody else hadn't seen this, I thought this was cool. You can see your set collection status. Zendikar Rising, I actually went and crafted all the uncommons. Or all the commons, I think. And then we've got Rivals of Ixalan. Where's Brothers War? Collect 1x, so all mythic cards. There's a fair number of mythics I already have dupes of. I almost have all the commons. Almost all the uncommons. These are the two that actually matter. These, like... I have enough uncommons to be able to finish these out. How long have I been playing this game? 3 years? Let's see. I joined right as guilds got released. Right after Ixalan was just sort of being a thing. We had War of the Spark. That was fun. I liked War of the Spark. Well, we've had a lot of sets. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. And then we stopped doing M21. That's a lot of sets. I guess not all of these are physical releases. Wow, I played a lot of Kamigawa. Still doesn't get very far on the mythics. Played a lot of you. I'm just kind of shocked by how many of these I have more than 4x commons of. I don't have all the Dominaria United commons and uncommons. I didn't play that set super heavily. Alright, well, outside of me just looking at this, there's not much content in me just being like, ooh, clicky, clicky, clicky. So that's where I'm going to end the stream for today. As always, thanks to anybody who watched. If you like my stuff, please consider subscribing. If you hate my stuff, leave me a comment. Let me know what I can do better. I'm always open to feedback. I stream 3 times a week, and so I will be back next Monday, Wednesday, and Friday as usual. Monday and Friday are usually Magic, and Wednesday is usually something else of my choice. But the schedule will go up on Sunday from what my stream plan is. So until then, take care, and I'll see you then. Bye.